Where are the Dems and what should they be doing right now? I mean, I'm concerned, Mike. I'm really concerned. Now, I'm a former
Yeah,
Republican. I'm a 30-year plus former Republican. I can't take it no more. I couldn't take the lies. I couldn't take
yeah.
what Trump did to the party. I left, or they left me, whichever one. But I have to say I'm very nervous after the election that the Republicans are kind of like, well, we're not sure. We'll just follow the rules. We'll play nice, and this, that, and where should they be? Should they be coming out with guns blazing? Should they take the more political route? Where should they be?
Yeah, it's such a great question. I've been put a lot of thought into this. So let me give you kind of where my head's
Yeah,
at on
please.
this. The first is we have to understand that as the Republican Party has become a non-ideological party, as it's become a cult of personality, what's happened is it's left the Democratic Party as sort of the only responsible actor to protect our institutions
Right.
at a time when institutions are falling apart. And that's why they keep saying we're saving democracy, we're saving democracy, when nobody really knows exactly what that means. What they're basically saying is we're trying to preserve the system. We're trying to preserve the system when everybody else is trying to tear it down. The problem is the system's not working for a lot of people, and it's really not working for working class people.
Right.
And so what they're selling, no one's buying
Right.
anymore. And so the Democratic Party is splitting essentially into two different factions. One is this rising populism, not unlike what we saw with MAGA. You and I were Republicans for a long
Hmm.
time. We saw this coming. It
Right.
was the crazy was getting crazier. The anti-government stuff was getting more anti-government. At a certain point, it just wasn't based in reality. We're starting to see that with the Bernie Sanders AOC wing. And I'm not being terribly
No,
overly
I
critical of
understood.
them.
I
It's
know
just
you
it's
are.
populism.
Yeah, I
And
know
then
you are.
there's this the other half of the party is like, we've got to become more centrist. And you've got people like my friend Joe Walsh, who's a former Tea Party
Right. Yeah.
Republican, who's now joining the Democratic
Democratic
Party. And you've got
Party. Yeah,
Liz
exactly.
Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and the Lincoln Project gang and the Bulwarkers. And everyone's like, the Republicans are just bailing out and saying the Democrats are the only responsible people, or at least
Right.
half of them are. We need to bolster them. So the way to look at what's happening in our country is not right left anymore,
Anymore.
but
Right.
top down. It's the haves and the have-nots, the influencers and the people out of power, and both sides, both the Donald Trump wing of the Republican Party, which is basically all of it, and the Bernie Sanders wing is anti-institutional. It's trying to tear everything down, and you've got this small faction of the Democratic Party trying to protect the system at a time when it's not working. So it's a very perilous time.
So, Mike, but that's an excellent point because